Yo, what's up guys? Today I want to do a full sect guide for Where Winds Meet. Now, sects are available here, and they are the main factions in Where Winds Meet. Now, each of these factions have their own rules they expect you to live by. Doing so will help you progress within them and gain new ranks, new titles, and things like that. Also, as you do more things for them and progress within them, you'll unlock new things within the shop of each faction, including some really cool cosmetics, consumables, and things like that. So it's definitely worth spending your time going into a faction you want and progressing through it. When I first saw this big list of factions, I was pretty overwhelmed and had lots of questions. Can I join multiple? Can I join one, get all the rewards, get the weapon skill for each one, leave, and then go to the one I want? Well, I want to answer all of those questions today. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so first let's do an overview of them all, answer a few questions, and then we'll go into each one that you can join, how to join it, and then what it's like within it, what they expect of you, and the rewards. So right now there are 11 on this menu. You can join any of these, or you can remain, factionless without a sect. So you can do that if you want, but there are 11 on this menu to join. But right now, on release, on the 1.0 version of the game, there are only 4 that you can join. The rest are either going to be added later, or they're here for like lore reasons, and they will, update this in the future. But for right now, we can join 4 of them. If you're not sure what that is, you can hover over them, and there are 4 options here: rules, ultimates, legacy, and then status. If it does not have the status button, you can't join it. So right now, you've got Well of Heaven, Silver Needle. When we go to Raging Tides, you can see this button's gone. So that means you can't go in and look at all of the rewards, look at what it's like to be in the sect. So right now we have Well of Heaven, Silver Needle, Midnight Blades, and the 9 Mortal Ways. Now, why would you want to join more than one, or why would you want to, switch between them? That is because just for joining, the second you join the sect, you get their ultimate, which is their weapon ability. So if you want the Mortal Rope Dart instantly, you can just join this, get it, and leave. You can then go into the Midnight Blades and get the dual, the twin blades. You can then jump to Silver Needle and get the fan. So it does make sense if you want to get all of these abilities super fast. You would join one, get the ability instantly, leave, and go to the next one, and pick up these really quickly. However, this isn't the only way to get these abilities. These abilities are obtainable throughout the game in different ways, but some of them are locked in like the second continent and stuff like that. So if you wanted them really early, you could hop around. Now, can you join and leave freely? Yes. I've joined each of them and left, and you will get the reward, and you can leave, and then you can join another one. It's completely free. You would just go into your thing here. You would say betray. You would leave, and then you would be sectless again, and then you can join a different one, just like normal. However, there is one restriction. If you join one, you leave, and then you join it again, you cannot then leave again. So if I show you now, if I try to leave this one, and I say confirm, I have like a 1-week lockout. So because I've joined, left, joined again, I'm then locked out. So don't mess that up. If there's one you really want, don't mess that up. Now this one here is a tricky one because they will trick you into joining. They will pretend to be the other factions and get you in there. So be very careful. I'm going to talk about that when I talk about how to join the factions. So yeah, that's kind of an overview of the different ones. Now let's talk about each one specifically and how to join them. So first up, let's go over the Silver Needle. So the Silver Needle is the healer sect. So if you are interested in the healer profession, I've got a full guide out on the professions. So if you go into the the profession tab and you have the healer, if you want to become a healer, you want to heal other players, you want to level up, you want to heal the NPCs, and you're interested in that, this is a great one to join. Now, why is it so good? It is because your tasks, or what they expect of you, is to heal. So what they expect to increase your value and your rank within this faction is to participate in multiplayer healing and succeed. So to do that, you can just go into the multiplayer mode and look for people. You can go through the actual menu of the healer profession. So if you go into healer profession, you go into healer, you can press F here, and you can provide healing to other players who need it. So you can see there's all these players who are currently injured and they need healing. You can also just switch to the MMO mode in game here, and you can just go online and go and find people who are injured and heal them manually. So that's one reason why you might want to join them, because if you're already interested in healing and you're already going to be doing that, it's worth staying in. You have to get 15 likes as well a week, which you will get easily from healing. So yeah, this is very much for people who like healing. For doing this, you will get the fan, you can have the DPS fan, and you have the healing fan. So this is fantastic if you're interested in either of those. And for joining, they have some pretty good rewards. If we go into it and we go into elegance, you can see they have like a little avatar, they have some herbs, and then they have a pretty cool hairstyle and a pretty interesting outfit, like an appearance. It's kind of like a black and white doctor outfit. It looks kind of cool, pretty interesting. So this is a very good one if you align yourself to that kind of playstyle, or you want to be a healer in game. It works out really, really well. So how do you join them? So if you go onto join, it will give you a clue of how to get in, but basically you want to go to the same place where you unlock the healer profession, and you'll go to Sage's Knoll. It's in the south of Quingy, the first zone. It's just up from like the Deer Pond fast travel zone. So go here, and you're looking for the doctor right at the entrance of the right in front of the building, like behind the desk. You'll talk to them, and they'll give you a very simple quest. The quest will be to go out and heal 3 people. So I had a fairly okay healing score, so I could do this very easily. But if you've never healed before, maybe this is challenging, but it didn't feel it. It felt like these are very low level heals, so you should be fine. So go out, heal these 3 people, and you will be asked to charge each of these 3 people for the healing services. And their virtue is 1 life, 1 cost. And that is what they kind of go by. And that means you have to charge something. So when I tried to give out the healing for free, I was told, that's a no. You can go and be a healer, but if you want to join us, we charge something. So you have to charge each of them something. I believe that's how I got in. And the choices I went with was for the merchant, the first person. I charged him the antiques and artwork, which seemed like the thing he cared about the least. For the struggling farmer, you took the parting tears, and then for the beggar, I went for the apricot flower. Those 3 choices were completely fine, and I managed to get in with no problems. So if you're struggling, just go for those 3. And yeah, then when you're in, you can get the fan, and you're then fully in, and that's it. There's no follow-up. You're just now in the Silver Needle. So fairly easy one to get into, definitely easier than some of them. And yeah, if you want to be a healer, you're pretty much done. Okay, now for the Well of Heaven. The Well of Heaven are a righteous group who take from the rich and give to the poor. If you want to be a good boy or girl, then you will want to join these guys. This is all about being a good person in the game. The rules within this group is that you may be deducted value, your weekly earnings should not be excessive, or you will lose standing in the group, and you cannot harm another of that group. So you are playing like a very virtuous role in the game. If you're interested in that, this might be for you. For going here, you will unlock the Thunder Cry Blade abilities, which is pretty cool. And then for joining, you will have this choice here. You will have this avatar. You will get this hairstyle, which I think is quite a cool one. I really want this one. And then you will get this like 3rd leather jacket. And I think this is incredible as well. I think there were some very, very cool rewards. You can see the outfit here. Let's talk about how to join these. Okay, so if you want to join these guys, it starts around here. So you want to be in the very lower west side of Quingy. Around here, there is this Harvestful Village teleport, and above this outpost around here on this, I think it's like right here actually, on this hill. On this hill, there is a person, and you want to talk to them, and they will say to join, you must go and take from 3 people. Take ill-gotten gains, go and gather 3 ill-gotten gains and bring them back to me. Now, I found a few places to get this. If you go to the very northwest, the very, very northwest of the map in Quingy, above this place here, this Mercy Heart town, if you come here and go into this building, like on the middle of the town, there are these like this organization of people, these flower collectors, or so they're called, and these have ill-gotten gains. Now you can press V or R3 if you're on a controller, and you can like see what's in there, see what they're holding, see what they have in their inventory, and look for the ill-gotten gains. And then you can try and barter for it. You can try and talk to them and barter for it, or you can use Celestial Seas, the ability to just steal it straight from them. So either way you want to do that. If you get caught, you will get chased out, and you have to deal with that. But yeah, you've got to take this somehow. So that's one way you can get these. I found another guy with these in the Harvestful Village in the lower west again. Now, he was in the inn. You can go in the inn, you can inspect, he has them. But it was very hard to try and just Celestial Seize these because it's a very busy place. But you can, again, I'll show you can barter for it. So you can press F and you can barter for these. If you have a good enough scholar ability, you can take them. I was terrible, so I didn't do a very good job here. But you can try and take it by bartering if you don't want to use the Celestial Seize approach. And now the final place I found where you can get these is here near the teleport Source of Still Shore. Around here, there is a guy called Honest Merchant, and you can talk to him and you can buy from him, and you can buy these wines. There's Crimson Wine, Rose Wine. You can buy these wines, and when you buy them and go in your inventory, you will have an item, and you have these chests, and you can see them here. If you open these chests, they will have black market goods, and they can have a ill-gotten gain in them. And that's another way to go about it. If you don't want to do the Celestial Seas or the barter, you can try this way. But hopefully that is enough information, and you can find these. If you have any more questions, let me know. But that should help you get your 3 ill-gotten gains. Once you have that, go talk to the same guy and hand those 3 in, and you will get the Thundercry Blade ability, and you'll be in the Well of Heaven. And again, that's it, you're in. So yeah, hopefully that helps. If you want to be a righteous, good person, this is a good one to join. Okay, now for the 9 Mortal Ways. Now these are a really, really cool one. They don't look that cool on first glance, but they are very, very interesting once you get in and you see what they can do. So they are the tricksters. Now to play by their rules, you have to trick people, tease people, and just have fun. You can blend into other people's experience and try different things, and you can trick people. And if you fail to do so, you will lose standing. Now, as part of this, you can rank up by playing by the rules. And if you go into the shop, you get one of the coolest outfits. I think this is incredible. I think it's a really, really cool one. And you get a incredible looking cape that goes along with it, the 9-fold Freedom Cape. I think this is awesome. So this is a really, really good one. It's the one I'm currently in. And one reason I think these are very, very interesting is because to trick people, you can trick people in the online mode. So I can go into the world chat here, and you can see if someone sent an envelope here. I can open the envelope, and I can see what I get. It's like a little ticket. And we got tricked. So we got tricked by the 9 mortals, and I can trick people as well. So these envelopes can have rewards, but you can send one in the world and you can trick people. So if I send one here, I can send a normal one, or I can send a fake one. So if I send a fake one there, it will go into the world chat. People can open it thinking it's going to be a reward. And you can see here, we've tricked 2 people already. You can open this. We've tricked 2 people into opening this. So this is quite fun. It's like a little thing you can do. And that helps hold your standing in this faction, which I think is a really, really cool one. So let's talk about how to join these. And the best part is a lot of people in this aren't in there because they want to. It's because they got tricked. So I found 2 ways to get into this faction so far. And that is trying to get into the Well of Heaven and getting tricked, and trying to get into the Midnight Blades and getting tricked again. So what you want to do is, if you come here, this is like the very, very west side of Quingy. It's west of the Harvestful Village. On this road right here, there is a person who is a Well of Heaven recruiter, basically. And they will say, I'm going to get you in. And then you say, I want to join the Well of Heaven. They'll give you like an introduction of how to get in. So we'll ask you to pay an initial like 9,000 gold to get in. And then he'll ask you to go and take an item from someone as part of your like recruitment process. This person is the elder, the leader of the actual Well of Heaven. So you would go and take the item from him. You would go and like sneak up behind him and use the Celestial Seas to grab the item off him, and then go and hand it back in. And then he'll say, oh, well, actually, that's not us. The Well of Heaven doesn't even have elders. It's just one guy. And we're the 9 Mortal Ways. So welcome, you're one of us now. So you get tricked in, and that's one way you can get in. The other way is to get tricked trying to join the Midnight Blades. And I'll talk about that separately when we're talking about the Midnight Blades in the next section, because you just make one choice during that joining process to get in. So, but if you want to join, this is the easy way, the fast way to get in. And then once you're in, you'll be taught the Mortal Rope Dart, and you're now a full member of the 9 Mortal Ways. Okay, now finally, the Edgy Boys, the Midnight Blades. I imagine this is going to be the most popular. You're almost like a guild of assassins. Now, what do you do here? You are in charge of basically doing just that. Defeat Wanderers and gain karma points. Being defeated deducts karma points. So you have to like beat people and win. So you got to be happy to PvP and want to defeat people. You can go do it in the open world and spare no one, or you can go into Perception Forest to obtain large amounts of karma points. Now, Perception Forest, if I go onto the Wandering Path, you can see here, if you go in Arena PvP, you have 1v1 arenas, and then you have the Perception Forest. This is basically a battle royale. You go in, there's loot on the ground, and it's an open PvP zone. You can queue in like solo or with a group, and it's just full PvP. So if you like PvP and you want to climb the ranks of PvP, then the Midnight Blades is definitely the one for you. You get the Infernal Twin Blades, cool like one-handers, like dual wielding. And then if you join and you look at the rewards, you also get a pretty cool hairstyle called Blazing Midnight and a black and red like rogue's outfit. So I imagine this one's going to be very, very popular. Okay, now to join the Midnight Blades, you have to find one of their members. And to do that, you can click the sect and you can go to Clue and it will show you where to go. But basically you want to be on Halo Peak, which is in the very northern part of Quingy. And it's east of the Path of the Void teleport. It's on the top of the mountain. Now, as you go to the mountain at the top, you will start to see bodies everywhere, and you can go and interact with them, and they will slowly start to lead you south to the member of the Midnight Blades. Now, when you meet a member of the Midnight Blades, you will find him sat on a rock, and you talk to him, and he will tell you to join. You basically have to PvP. These are assassins. And to do that, you have to PvP and get a token to prove that you've PvP'd somebody, you've beat somebody in combat. Now, you can go and try and find someone in the open world and do it that way, but the easiest way by far is just to press escape, go on the wandering paths, click arena, and go and do a 1v1 arena. Doing a 1v1 arena, you can just get a talisman and you can just hand it into him and you're good to go and you're in. Just like that, and you'll get the Infernal Twin Blades, easy peasy. Now, you can try and trick him and give him a fake talisman. If you do this, however, he'll lead you somewhere, and this will put you in the 9 mortal ways. So there's another way to get into the 9 mortal ways, but it won't get you into the Infernal Twin Blades. So you can easily be tricked here because it looks right up until the last moment like you're going to be in the you're going to be in the Midnight Blades, but then you end up tricked. So make sure you're going into PvP and you're getting the PvP token that way. Yeah, that's pretty much everything there is to say about all of the different factions we can join and what it's like in each one. I've tried to cover it in as much detail as possible, but if you have any questions, let me know down below. It took a while to get all this together, so if you enjoyed this and you want to see more like this, do consider subscribing to the channel and let me know down below if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one.